Today, I am delighted to host and moderate this first session of our In Conversation series on women entrepreneurship in the field of career counseling this month. According to Forbes, women make up for 13.76% of entrepreneurs in India and own 20.37% of MSMEs. We at Global Career Counselor Program admire women for their contribution to their families, society, and of course, the country's economical growth. We are celebrating female entrepreneurs by conducting a panel discussion today. In this panel discussion, we have invited women entrepreneurs working in the career counseling industry. In this first session of the series, you can explore the journey of these female business runners who made their way in the career counseling field. You can also witness why they can be your inspiration and motivation. So I welcome all our respected speakers, Ms. Vandana Sawant, Ms. Bharti K. Trivedi, and Ms. Umme Kulsum. Welcome all of you. So a brief about each one of them, though I believe that when they start sharing their journeys, they are the best person to share about their stories. Just a brief about Vandana. Vandana Sawant is the founder of New Mind Consultancy Mumbai and is a certified global career counselor from University and UCLA Extension. She has around 23 years of experience in multiple domains in her career. She started her career as an executive assistant to the section head of a school and went through a series of multiple careers before she launched herself as an entrepreneur in the field of education, mentoring, counseling, and with special focus on career counseling. She is a BSc from Bombay University, did her MBA from Newport University, California, followed by her international graduate degree program from Banjara Academies, Bangalore. She is also a PG diploma in special education, and Vandana has her own career counseling establishment named New Mind Consultancy, which has been recognized in the top 10 career counseling companies by Silicon India. She has received ample accolades for her multidimensional work in the field of career counseling and holistic development of students. Welcome on board, Vandana.
Thank you, Sukharam.
Next, we have Ms. Bharti K. Trivedi. Bharti is the founder of Nurturing Minds and is a consultant child and adult psychologist, career counselor, practicing graphologist, signature and logo analyst, personal counselor, and a sexuality educator for children, preteens, and teens. She is also a certified global career counselor from University and UCL Extension. Bharti originally hails from Hilltown of Panchkani. She set up her Nurturing Minds in 2012 with a goal to enhance, develop, educate, and enlighten professionals, individuals, housewives, young adults, and children by reaching out at various levels. Bharti's Trust has also launched a program, Kavach Edu, for educating underprivileged girls, boys with additional aids for systematic, proper, and quality education. The trust has also received the permission to conduct the Kavach Edu program, career counseling, counseling dealing with mental health, etc., in all the municipal schools of Mumbai. Welcome, Bharti. And
Thank you.
we have our final panelist, Ms. Umme Kulsum. She is the director of Volas Career and College Counseling in Bhopal. She is a certified global career counselor from University and UCL Extension. Being an educationist with widespread experience of over 11 years, Ume also believes that success is a byproduct of hard work and smart work. She holds a master's degree in English literature as well as psychology, several diplomas and certifications on guidance and counseling, personality development and public speaking, neurolinguistic programs, along with her innate passion for counseling and understanding that each child is unique, and likewise developing tailor-made counseling programs give her an edge above the rest and have won her numerous awards and accolades along this spectacular journey. So welcome, Kulsum. I'm very happy to see all of you on this platform. And before I go to each one of you, I would like to conduct our first poll just to understand that the attendees that we have today, exactly which background they are coming from, so that we have an idea to whom we are referring to. So here starts our first poll, and the poll. I'm publishing the poll here. I hope all of you can see. Poll starts with what is your professional background? Would like to know from which background you are coming from. Are you an educator, a corporate professional, a career counselor, entrepreneur, or you belong from other categories? So mostly we are getting there is a tie-up between the entrepreneurs and others, educators, 41%. Okay, great. So I'll give you last 10 seconds to answer this question about your professional background. You are an educator, a corporate professional, career counselor, entrepreneur, or you're coming from any other background. Great. I'm ending the poll right now, and we can see 28% of the entire population is a combination of both educators and others from other fields as well. And 20% are entrepreneurs already. Wow, that's wonderful. So you would be able to relate to all our women entrepreneurs present here. Uh, 16% are career counselors and 8% are corporate professionals. So wonderful. That's a wonderful mix of people and audience that we have right now. So great. Now I would like to go to each one of you panelists present here. I would like to know from each one of you your transition of becoming an entrepreneur in the field of career counseling. What motivated you, that prompted you, that triggered you? Okay, fine. This is where I want to establish myself as an entrepreneur in the field of career counseling. So we all are very eager to know each one of your journey. And yes, the platform is all yours.
Thank you so much. I hope I'm audible right now to all of you.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Kulsum.
Thank you so much for such a warm welcome, Satrupa. And yeah, having said that, what made me into a transition? So from an educator, like I was working with as you just read out my profile, that I was working for over a decade with a school in Bhopal, and I was really enjoying my job. Undoubtedly, that being around with the students is the best thing you can ever actually, which will hold you always. It will never let you age, is what I always felt, being around with the students. So when I was at school, I realized one thing, that which what is the pain point. Basically, I started hunting for the pain points of parents, teachers, and students. So like a lot of my subject was not a traditional subject, as you read, neurolinguistic, law of attraction, and personality development. So I was taking these life skills classes only for the students. So I realized that in the senior secondary side, the moment a child gets into this adolescent phase, starts getting deviated, because he or she is probably not aware what they are supposed to do. They don't have a goal, they don't have a vision, they don't know where to go. So for as they go into a higher and senior secondary, they are all lost. And this was the pain point as a school teacher for me. And I would see this same problem. Parents would complain, our child is not getting, he's not becoming focused, not becoming serious. And kids ultimately said, we don't know why we are studying at the end of the day. It's our parents who want us to get these grades. So I figured out that all of this mess is because they don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't have a reason, they don't have a vision to study. And that point, I decided that I need to do something. And every year I used to have a budget to upskill myself. So I used to invest in my different various programs, personal development. I came across GCC, and that was the turning point. And when I started GCC, I did my course and everything. It took a little while, but what difference I saw was, the moment I enrolled for a course, I got one promotion. The moment I completed the course, I got a second promotion. So that kind of gave me an understanding. Areva, this was something like I initiated for some different thing, but it is solving some different purpose. And my management was very happy about the fact that I was adding more feathers, to my hat. But then there came one point, COVID. So COVID was a turning point when I just decided that I don't want to be restricted to 1,500 or to 2,000 students, because every year India has 12.5 lakh students graduating from grade 12. Just one board I'm talking about. Imagine the number of boards we have, and the genre of career counseling. So I decided that nothing doing, I'll not be restricted to this, uh, this setup. Let me go out and start practicing my own journey on career counseling. So
Okay,
this
that's
is it.
wow, that's inspirational. Like you said, one point investing on self, and you had a budget on investing on self. I think that is one very important point for all of us present here. That, self development is so important if you are planning to target something in your life. If you are planning for a goal, you're setting a goal. Then investing on self is one of the most important point that you should keep in mind if you're planning to become an entrepreneur. Wonderful. Thank you, Kulsum, for this share.
Thank you.
Yes, I would now like to understand from Vandana about your story.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Sakura, for the wonderful uh, introduction.
Thank
And
you.
as she has said, that I started my career with an school as an to executive assistant to the head of the section. It is a non-academic area, not, but I'm a very passionate for education field. Teaching was my real passion, but I didn't have B.Ed, so I had to work in a non-academic. But I enjoyed every department in the education field, and being having passion for teaching, and you're learning something beyond teaching in non-academic gave me the whole scenario of what the education field is and what are the loops and holes where sometimes parents only think from only to certain point. I 12 years I worked for the school, but I was so much keen on teaching. I then after 12 years I started my own center. I frankly speaking, coming as an entrepreneur was the first thing is for my daughter so that I could guide her properly. And then I started my own center. I started with coaching, and her that time she was in eighth, so that was my first batch of hardly 5 students. Like her friends had come and we started with this. So when they came to the 10th, it was like what to do next. So though I that time was not a counselor, but I took the help of some outsiders, and then I was going through the process. After seeing that being a teacher, you know what a child's interest is, and when it comes to aptitude test, what are the things that reflects. And sometimes child, family, parents have their own views, and to club them and so that no one is disappointed, I was just helping them out. Slowly it became such an habit that I mean people started liking it. But one drawback which I saw was, if you don't have a certification or something, you lack in that getting the target. Then 10, 12, I think after 10, that batch went to 12. 12, my daughter decided to go abroad. Then there is a procedure where again I took a help for my what was the procedure we have gone through, and that was really interesting. Being in that field, after being a single parent, like after she left for Canada, I had a lot of ample time, and I decided to do my certification in counseling, general counseling, as well as the career counseling as a main focus. The reason being to understanding the child here is more important. And so I slowly, because I had enough time, so I was parallelly doing that. And my next batch which came, I started with 5 students, but slowly it came to 10, 12 more. It kept on increasing. I then, after while studying, I was able to guide them. And then when I got my certification, I started taking career guidance aptitude test, and the road path which I gave them was, I was so happy that my children are going in the right path. Parents trust on me, not only as a teacher, because being a teacher, you know where the child lacks. And my lockdown period, actually, I have generally I'm more keen to take students who are special education, who are slow learners or something, where they are always look behind. ये कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा, इसको बहुत कम मार्क्स है, ये क्या आगे जाके पढ़ेगा. But these children has some unique quality which you need to tap, and there is where the many people don't even look into, they just label those children, and they don't allow them to express their views. And I have after I was working with the students, some of are successful, even I sent them abroad after 12th. And during lockdown period, I took a certification in special educator. As that reached, I got students from UAE and all connecting to me, and I'm so happy that these children, generally people feel that, oh, your marks are very important, but actually the marks are nothing, they're just numbers. And parents, when you really as a teacher, as a special help parents to understand this and understand child's motive, helps you. And that is how I started getting feedback, positive feedback, and it boosted me. And most of my clients and students are, who are special children, whom I have directed with the roadmaps and for the higher education. So that was my journey as an entrepreneur. I thanks to my daughter, who, because of whom I started this. Otherwise, because when you see your own experience, what hardship you have gone through, it becomes easy for helping other child to not. Because in my journey, when as a single parent, I might have wasted a lot of money. I don't say wasted. I have learned from that. But same, if I'm able to help children who you can, cut down those costs and can work in that direction. So this is how my journey as an entrepreneur in a career counseling began.
Vandana, it's so inspirational. Like as a single parent, your struggle, and specifically, I see in our global career counselor course, people who join mostly their first focus is how can I help my child to get the right education, be it from India or from abroad. And what I understood from your journey is that you have learned something beyond what you were doing. So you have come out of your comfort zone. You have been helping people or children who were not getting marks. As generally as career counselors, I have seen that people take cases where the grades are either 85 to 95 or 99 percentile, and then it's very easy to handle those cases. But you have come out of your comfort zone, and you have taken children who have not got those grades, and they have been tabooed as somebody who is much lesser a person, and you have taken them, tapped their potential, understood their aptitude, and helped them to grow and excel in their career. I think that's commendable. So thank you for sharing that wonderful journey. And we have our last speaker who would like to share her journey of becoming a career counselor, entrepreneurial journey. Yes, Bharti.
Good evening, and Satrupa, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to talk on this wonderful topic. And I think we've just finished Women's Day, and I think this is the most beautiful way to express our journey and talk about my journey. So, as you have rightly said in my introduction, that I come from a very small town called Panchgiri. And it is the irony of the place. It's an education hub. There are more than 40 schools there. And when I finished my grade 10, I remember that I was not in, due to some family problem, I could not go to study to Pune. And there was no 11th and 12th grade in my town. So I did my schooling from St. Joseph's Convent. I passed out from there in 11th standard. We were stuck. We didn't know where to go. There is a town called Vai, which has got a junior and senior college, but it is more in Marathi medium. And I remember this school where I did my 11th, 12th, New Era school, they had shut down their 11th and 12th. So 5 of us friends, we went to the principal and requested him, sir, can you please start the school 11th and 12th? Where do we go? We will have to stop our education. We were at that juncture of our life. And I mean, it was very nice that they said that would you get more students? We said, yes, we'll go and advertise, we'll go and bring students, people come, all those who have passed on from the grade 10. And they were very kind of them. So New Era School in Panchgiri started 11th and grade, but only science and commerce. And believe me, till then, I had no idea what I wanted to do. We were never guided. There was nothing like career counseling. Earlier, it was only either you take arts, commerce, or science, and that's it. And then after that, 12th, you decide whether you want to become engineer, doctor, or a CA. So we had no option, and I never knew there was something like arts, humanities, and I had to take commerce. Okay, there were no tuition. We didn't have any tuition teachers. We didn't have anybody to guide us after grade 12. We all friends stood in the. I stood third in the district uh, uh, in grade 12. But unfortunately, after 12th, I didn't know what to do. So I had to join the Y college in Panchkini because again I couldn't go to Pune to do my uh, that program. And I started, I did my graduation, I did my MCom, and still then I was lost. I mean, I was wasting my time. Of course, I started taking tuitions. I helped a lot of my friends start schools. And I was teaching, I didn't even know that there was an MA program or a B.Ed program. Anyway, I got married. I started my career very late, but I raised my two boys and was always into reading psychology. So I enrolled in a program in post graduation diploma in child and adult psychology. And I must tell you, I did my graphology program when I was just 14 years old. So that was one knowledge which I had with me. And when I did graphology, I took up psychology. And while learning psychology, I realized I started with my nurturing minds in 2012. But before that, I already started my practice of counseling. But I realized that, had I got proper guidance, and even my kids were growing up, and I realized that, children coming to me were not, there's so much of, there's no dearth of options now. There's only lack of awareness. So how do you do that? So I came into becoming a career counselor initially in 2007 from Jnana Prabodhini Institution from Pune. Then I did various other programs in career counseling because I always believe do the best, give the best. I started my own career counseling practice in 2013. And of course, I did my GCC and UCLA. But what I realized in this field was I was helping mothers also and women to choose their careers, especially women who have taken a sabbatical, who have not completed their education, or have got married and couldn't pursue their education. So I was helping them to in career counseling, and of course, then when I did my program, I started helping students. What I realized was that people, the biggest challenge was acceptance of the child, what he wants to become. Here it is, the first mantra which I give everybody is that don't expect a fish to climb a tree. If a child is not interested in science, don't force him to take science. He's not going to become a doctor or an engineer what you want him to become. So I asked myself, I was always updated about the various programs, and I really feel very happy that thousands of students have been able to counsel them and help them, guide them in the right way, combining my knowledge of graphology, because the only thing which is really required, is an intent to help and a passion and a given easy, accessible way for career planning. And I think even GCC has played a very important role in making me what I am today. But I think, it's so important that we all, take career counseling. It's a beautiful profession where it is the only joy of is building careers for an individual and seeing them successful. So that's my story.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Like starting from a small town Panchgani to here this journey, and I find you that you are more of a courageous girl at that time, and now a woman who has, who has actually ingrained that courage that yes, you have to start this course, and yeah, that those times concepts of there were only mainstream subjects like engineering, law, or medical. Even if you speak today's date India, there are certain very, very small towns where still this exists. Like they still only know about these three different traditional courses, and rest. Right now, what is lacking, as you said, is there is no dearth of option, but lack of awareness. And another very important thing you mentioned here was. Don't ask a fish to climb the tree. That's a wonderful analogy I could relate. Like people here doesn't understand about the importance of an aptitude and interest towards a particular program or career or a subject. So
True.
that's where our role as career counselors come into being. So from this, thank you, Aarti. That's a wonderful journey shared, and I believe that all these people who are listening to all of you, I think they are already super motivated. And from this, my next question comes to all of you is that, as a entrepreneur in the field of career counseling, what do you think are the key skills that are important to own as into becoming a career counselor in this? So there might be multiple skills you think that one should own. What do you think? I would like to understand from you, all of you.
So I can share
Yeah.
that the most important thing is, being a psychologist also. I feel that you have to understand yourself better. That are you a good listener? Do you have an intent to help? And another thing is that, are you non-judgmental? And you do you have the communication skills? And you don't need convincing skills. You need, because people misunderstand counseling as advising, which is not, you know. So if that is the most important thing. And the other thing is that you have to be ready, to learn and upskill yourself on a daily basis. Understand the education system, which is very important. Of course, not only in India, but of course abroad, but more in India, dealing with a lot of Indian students. So, understanding the education system, from where, what background the child is coming, and what are you offering. Sometimes it is so it is only important to listen and understand what the child and the parents are, from what background they are coming. Unrealistic promises should not be made to the students, that we get you admission in this college, or you want to become an engineer, you want to become a doctor. Okay, you do this, and you will become one. No, that is not right. So we have to have the right methodology. Our concepts should be clear as counselors, and the whole process should be made very easy process. Generally people do hesitate to go to a career counselor, thinking the process, they're going to complicate the process. So I think that's not true. And another thing is that you have to put your give 24 and 7 into this profession, and whatever you do, give 100% of yourself, and enjoy your journey of being an entrepreneur, because it is a give and take. We are going to learn, and we are going to again, keeping in mind that we are playing with somebody's careers and lives. So you have to take your profession very seriously. Finance, of course, will follow, but it will only follow if you are going to do a good job, right? So what is very important is you have to have your goals clear, your funda clear, of why you are getting into career counseling, the first thing. And I think that is the one of the skills which is required, is that you have to have empathy, and you have to have the passion and the determination to do career counseling in the right way.
Great, wonderful. Yes, Vandana, you would like to share something?
I think Bharti has covered most of the points, but to add to that, I would just say that please, marks should not be the first criteria. Second, understanding of the child from child's point of view is also very important. At the same time, understanding the parents' view. If you try to bring them together, so none of them are hurt. Because if you try to see suppose if you even do a aptitude test, the aptitude test may speak a lot, but sometimes the family background may not support. But that doesn't mean that is the end of that life. To that same path, you have various roads, and you can help the child and the parent to understand that road path. And moreover, thing is, like, I think both should, the confidentiality, you have to get that trust from both the child and the parent. Because when you're talking the child should not be, oh, my mommy is going to say, counselor is going to say. So you have to be first, more than that, a friend to the child. So he opens up and he comes up, because the child, we as a parent, you have to, I think my child should do this. The parent always says, we don't have any force, we will allow him to do, but somewhere that point comes, no, he would like. So child is confused whether it should be my view, and that dwelling has to be more important. Your understand, as a psychology, general psychology, plus the listening skill, and you should be very updated with that what is going on right now in the market, rather than tradition way. Because now the lockdown has taught so many things. People used to not like the technical field, but now in every field the technology is there. So how
Yes.
important it is. And secondly, like the, even if a child is 45%, that child may have something good in him, which we as a counselor, if you look beyond that now, it will definitely help. And money comes, but first comes, the moment you're doing someone's life, you're automatically blessed. That
Okay.
even if the child is and now sitting in a director's post, also he will remember you, because you have shown the light, and that is the real achievement as a counselor.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That should be the main goal when you take as an entrepreneur. It is a risk taking, because one thing, something wrong, may lead to the someone's life. Like a doctor's one mistake can take away the life, even our one mistake. So you have to be not very much very I mean, you have to learn to be a professional, but not get involved in a too much thing. Yeah, you have to learn to draw a line and be open to, instead of one area, give them 5 areas, so even if one fails, they know next what to jump. That is more
Great.
important as a skill. We should, like, we cannot say only you do this and you will reach this. But you never know what will happen. Like the scenario, like COVID has taught us so many things. All the
Right.
plans which we were made, all we had to change. So last minute you should know what skills you have, learn to apply that. How,
Great.
that is more important. Teach the child that. That is.
Wonderful.
I would like to add over here.
Yeah.
So, if you guys have a pen and paper, just write these 4C, which as a counseling professional, one should have within them. One is, the first C is, be a confidant of parents and student. Second C is, have an excellent communication skill, because that's very important while you are dealing with parent and child. And in communication, specifically listening skill. So it is 70% of your listening aptitude which will matter, and 30% of speaking. So the more you listen, the better interpretations you'll be able to do, because sometimes when we tend to speak a lot, we tend to influence child's thoughts. So just to get the best, listen and take those questions to layer by layer. For example, in my case, I'll tell you, why do you want to be a doctor? What aspirations you have? When did you think? What made you come to this? How good are you in your studies? So it's not that we are imposing certain piece of thought, but we are trying to delve deeper. The third is compassionate, and the fourth one is connection, which is very important. So as a counselor, these 4C are magic. You just apply it and you see the magic happens.
Yeah. Wonderful. Like it's
Very
a value addition to all of you, I believe, present here. The force is being confident, having the right communication skills with empathetic listening, rather active listening. So important, compassion and connection. If you do not have that connection, that rapport building, the trust will never be built. And if the trust is not built, then definitely a student will never ever open up. So I think that
true.
is one of the most important skills all our counselors have shared with us. And with that, I'll be going to my next poll for all of you, because this is something all of the entrepreneurs present here have faced, and I would like to know from all of you, from the audience, what according to you are the main challenges that people face in their journey of becoming an entrepreneur. I'm publishing the post right now, poll right now. Yeah, it's on. So I saw that there were 16% of people who were from the entrepreneurial journey. So I would like to know from you that how many of you think that it's limited funding or time management or lack of awareness and guidance, or maybe all of the above, are some of the challenges that entrepreneurs actually face in their journey of becoming so? Okay. Great. I'll give just last 5 seconds and I'll end the poll. Great. So I'm ending the poll, and I see that almost 59% of the attendees present here mentions that limited funding, time management, and lack of awareness and guidance, all three are the challenges that people face in their journey of becoming an entrepreneur. 33% believes that lack of awareness and guidance, and 7% believes that limited funding. So these are some of the challenges that our audience thinks that entrepreneurs face. Now, my question to all three of you: in your journey of becoming an entrepreneur, what challenges you faced? If you could just share with us.
So, I would like to just share one thing, that if audience is saying all the above, these are the challenges which everybody has in life. So if there is limited funding, is a question that why you have limited funding, that means you need to generate some kind of source of income. So your answer in itself has, like your question in itself has an answer to it. So a lack of time, yes, even I as a working professional had a very hectic schedule. So I was bartering my time and freedom for money. I chose GCC, I became a counselor because I wanted to just barter my time and not my freedom. So this was my mindset. Of course, I'm talking about the challenges. These were challenges prior coming to this space. Okay. Then, if I talk right now, what are the current challenges that and lack of awareness? Like a few people said, if you say lack of awareness, this problem itself is, something which is giving you a way to grow. So there is a problem. मतलब problem होगा तभी तो solution होगा, right? If there's no problem, you are not needed. If everybody is aware about career counseling, they'll not come to you. So they are giving there. If there is a lack of awareness, then your role play comes. So I don't see any challenge as such. And honestly, I don't see what practical challenges I have. I will share that. So if there is lack of awareness, I feel there is chance for me to grow. If my city, I belong to a tier city, and if people are not aware of it, I'm taking the initiative, I'm taking some efforts, talking to schools, principals, conducting some, sessions, free sessions, and that's how I'm creating my own brand, right? Now, coming to what is the actual problem that I face, challenge I face is, initially, careers are not like, a menu, you go to the Pizza Hut and you order for a pizza. There is a set menu, say about 40 pizza from where you have to choose. But when it comes to career counseling, 400, 500, 600,000 plus career. Micro, macro, mini, skill development. But my question to the audience is, are you an excellent researcher? The better researcher you are, the better career counselor you can be. The more you research, and I take only 2 sessions in a day. So I only give an appointment for 2 sessions. What I do for the rest 6 hours is I do the research. So if you want to, and this is the way how you grow and you become a brand. So my idea of getting into career counseling is not to have an ordinary setup. No, I want Volers to be a brand in Madhya Pradesh, not just let alone Bhopal. It has to be a brand, somebody who should identify, oh, this is Volers. So to get to that level, how much of efforts are we putting? So that's it. So I don't see any other challenge. If you are somebody who's willing to learn, willing to invest 2 to 3 hours in research, go back on Google and see what Google is not giving, and that I'm giving. So when I go and I pitch into the schools, I say, what Google will not give, I will give. Are you willing to, allow me to come and speak with your students? And I have 14th, 15th of March, 12th and 13th of April. I have sessions back to back booked, because they also want to know. You simply go there and you say, I'll talk about career counseling, and your body language is like, then it's like, okay, ye to business karne aaya hai. No, I go with a body language and with a promising this, that, I am offering something to you. You will not get it anywhere else. So that's the way how things work. As such, there is no challenge, Satrupa, being very honest.
Vandana?
I mean, as an entrepreneur in a career counseling, the main skill, I mean, as a challenging, there is nothing. If you are passionate to this field, you automatically get sold. Your research work is more important. You have to update yourself with the present situation. You cannot learn, okay, you have done this course and that's the end of it. No, you have to be continuously a child. You have to be a student. Sometimes it is not necessary that as an entrepreneur or a teacher you are every time right, but sometimes you learn something when even a student share, because we limitedly look on certain as a counselor. No, you have to take them also in confidence, learn from them, research on it, and then put it across. Secondly, like some people think that having a setup, office and all, talks more about as a good entrepreneur or a counselor. But if your once first session, if you get the trust of the child and the parent, even online we have been successful. That was one of the challenging, which when I started, I think 1 year 2018, I think I started. First initial years went very well, but later on when COVID started, and then how do they give the aptitude test? They will not. But it's not that way. You understand even online path. In fact, that helped me to make my journey brought to the globe. I just don't want to serve only Indian students, but I wanted to even serve, and that is how the journey started. So it may take some time. You have to be experimental with certain things, but if your aim in the mind is to look at the good point that you're going to create someone's future and simultaneously monitoring things, obviously you automatically get a path. If you go to see, every entrepreneur in every field has up and down. There is nothing so smooth. You have to take the risk of the life, but not to such an extent that you're not going to spoil someone's life.
Right. Thank you.
That we have to take. That's it.
Yes, Bharti, you would like to add something?
Yes, I would like to add, I mean, every career counselor, I would really, the challenges we face is understanding the person, and especially parents. Today, I think the biggest challenge we are facing is with the parents. I think we need to give them an additional service of counseling the parents and being supportive to their children's dreams and accepting the way they are. Now, how do we do that? As all our viewers are also who would want to become career counselors, who are career counselors, I would suggest that, why don't you do a crash course of psychology, any kind of a counseling psychology program through Udemy or through Coursera, to understand what is basic of counseling. Once you understand that, then you can support the parents also who really are lost. And here what happens is parents are trying to live some of them are trying to live their dreams through their children. But why not understand the child's dream and support the child to achieve his dreams? But that will be only possible when you understand the psychology of the child. So helping to build a beautiful parent-child relationship, because the problem problem is there is so much of pressure on the child today, parental pressure, peer pressure, school pressure, your own pressure to perform and to choose a career. So I think, if we could ease that stress between the parent and the child and guide them accordingly, I think we have won half the battle. And then together, in partnership, with the parent and us, we help the child to guide, to choose the right career path. I think we will be doing a great work in this.
Wonderful. So, we have already discussed about the challenges, and I'm thankful that you have also shared the tips along with the challenges that you have shared. Now, I would like to take the questions from the audience. We are around, almost 10 minutes left for the webinar to end. So, I would like to take the questions, and speakers, you are free to answer them. So, one question coming from Irene Roy: what are the scope of a pharmacist after retirement? So, what are the scope of a pharmacist after retirement? So, if I don't know, if you are, Irene, looking for any career, or you're looking for any career counseling course, then any career counseling course here, I don't think so. Would depend upon which background you're coming from. Anything, speakers, Kulsum, you would like to add here?
Actually, I'm not very clear with the question that is come. Like, what is the scope after retirement?
Yeah. So I think, Irene, we would like to know a bit, more extended
yes.
question from your end. We have Suchita Bansal asking, please share the marketing and sales strategy.
Very
you can
simple.
just give the tips. Yeah.
Very simple. Okay. If you are someone who doesn't know social media, then learn social media. I mean, today we don't require any other medium to reach to your audience. You just require Instagram. You choose any two platforms. For me, it is Instagram and LinkedIn. Okay. So these are two platforms, and just go on those two platforms and start putting some content out there related to career counseling and your perspective about it. So grab the attention of people on you. Become a, focus should be on you. Wherever you're going, wherever I go, my society, my social circle, my community, they all know what I'm doing. Start talking about it. Go to people, say I'm career, I'm into career counseling, and initially give a few free sessions. That's all. And you should be very good at networking. So network with the coaching institute tutors. Okay, say hi, hello, how are you? Here is something I want to offer your students free of cost. I don't want to charge. Okay, prepare your module, go and shoot. That's it.
Bharti, Vandana, would you like to add one or two points?
Yes, I would also say, other than social media, okay, we are talking about our brand and all, but when, like she said, give some free sessions. In a free session, if the success story which your students have got, and you ask the student to write and highlight that,
correct,
automatically, the person gets encouraged to come and ask you, ma'am, then this is how it has done. Build that confidence key. Yes, how the child was, what is a journey, and where he has reached. These success stories actually bring you the real brand. If you ask me, I have not advertised even 1 rupee for me, but the achievement of my brand is the success stories of my student. Do something that way. See, initially it will be very tough. You may not get money, but you will get the satisfaction for what you have done. When you get one success story, so even one success story can get you 5 clients. That is more important.
Right, wonderful. Yes, that's very important. We all, when we buy a food, when we buy a clothes from any app, we see the reviews, how many people have said good about it. So testimonials and success stories, these are very important. If you're not that apt with the social media, then this is one way of creating organic leads. Yes, Bharti, you have
one point I would even like to suggest. Even if you don't have an office, have your own website and talk everything about And when someone come, ask them to read the testimonial, it's more than enough. You will start getting client.
Wonderful. Yes, true,
Yes.
true. Yes, Vandana, you would like to add?
Nice, Bharti.
Bharti,
Yeah.
you would like to add something?
Yeah, my only the thing is that I would emphasize on networking. It really helps.
Yeah,
It
it's
really
network.
helps. Yeah.
Yeah, we say network is net worth. So I
Yes.
think that's so important.
Yes.
It's networking.
Yes.
Few people have asked about a very common question as I see that, the counseling course that all of us are talking about, the Global Career Counselor course. So at University, we actually offer a counseling program which we call as the Global Career Counselor course, which is a combination been given by a part of it been given by University, and a part of it is been given by University of California, Los Angeles Extension. And this is a self-paced course where it's an industry-ready course. So the moment you complete, you are ready to start your practice. And there are a lot of other parameters in this course that we offer. We have live interactive sessions. We have specialization sessions where we equip you with all the necessary information to become an overseas consultant, and how you can create the student roadmap to help them get into the best schools either in India or abroad. And apart from that, we also give you psychometric tests. We have a wonderful program called the Super Counselor program, whereas Vandana was saying that have your own website. So at University, we offer this program called the Super Counselor program, where we help you to build a website where you can get your own customized white labeled website, which we shared with all of our partnered schools. So if you want to know more about it, we have already shared I've shared one link, a callback form on the chat box. If you can just click on that, you can fill it up, and one of our advisors will get in touch with you to know more about your needs, so that we can help you out with your. If you're interested to become career counselor, or you're interested to have your own website, so our advisors will get in touch with you. I have shared the link on the chat box. I have one question. How can a full time mother be benefited with GCC, and how to kickstart the career? Anybody would like to add here?
Yes, I have been a full-time mother and a housewife, so I can tell you about my journey. And today, here I am after 15 years, a very successful counselor. So I think the tag homemaker or a housewife should not disappoint you or dissuade you from making a successful career counselor or getting into career counselor. Please don't take it as a setback.
Is it
I
mandatory?
can, we all can.
Great. Is it mandatory to have an education background to start career counseling? This is for all of you. Janki is asking, does she require an educational background, an academic background to start as a career counselor, or any background people can come and
I
join the course?
I would like to add, yes, it is always good to have the certification done, because that carries credential to your portfolio, and plus you actually learn the process. When we can go to Google and read many things, but there are, every country has different set of laws, different
Right.
set of steps which are in India, and the policy of education policy keeps on changing. So when you are actually learning the base, the root cause, you know how to change, and then you keep updating your knowledge as every time, but the base of doing a certification, like you cannot be a gynecologist unless you do MBBS. That is true. That is a basic degree. But when you become a gynecologist, you're learning the deep part of only the reproductive system of whatever. So similarly, when you are doing even any other degree course and you do specifically for career counseling, you know what are the steps to go, and then from there you can carry on your journey directly with any other simple degree. Jumping into career, I think it is like playing with someone's life. You
True.
may be successful, it's not that every time you have to be a failure, but to one corner we are always having that mind, oh, are we correct, are we that confidence, you may lack that confidence. May you show it very strongly, but somewhere the inner guilt will be there. So I think doing the certification should be a
Yeah, and basic graduation is a must.
Yeah, so there is to answer to collate everyone is that you don't need to have a specific background to become a career counselor. What you need is the skills that has been shared by our speakers here, along with that passion to help somebody. That's it, and your researching skills. If you are not a good researcher, then this is not the course for you. So you have to be a very good researcher, and your passion to help people along with the skills club together. You are good to become a career counselor. There is no age limit. As a mentor for this global career counselor course, I have clients from age group of 23 to the age group of 65. So I deal with the entire age group as a facilitator. So age is just a number. You just need to have the passion to start your own practice. You have to have that passion to help people. At Global Career Counselor at University in the GCC course, we include both for Indian students as well as international students for USA, UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, Singapore. So that nowadays people are going abroad, and that's where we have customized our entire course in such a way that you get help of all the you get information about all the different countries where people right now are going towards. And so
Satyapa, I just want to come back again. There was this question about education background. Probably
yes,
the person is trying to say that, the basic education can be HSC 12th, and then the person can take a certification and go forward.
go forward.
Because under skill development, the person can take. It's not
Right.
necessary that the person should be graduate. So I just
Yes.
wanted to bring this forward. Probably the question
The
was
question.
like this. Yeah.
Right. Suchita, can we cater to students outside India? Absolutely, yes. This course actually helps you to cater for students in India and abroad. Courses. So for Suzanne, Matthew, Dr. Lissy, I have just shared the callback form in the chat box. You can just click it on and fill up your details. One of our advisors will get in touch with you, and they will give you the entire information about courses, careers, whatever we are offering at University. Any other questions that we are left with? So the last question, I'll take it from here about the charges that we can actually ask from the parents. Brief about it, maybe a minute or so, and then we are good to go to close the webinar.
I can see there is one question. Can you please give the names of the courses that would benefit me to build profile as a career counselor?
So for that, whose question was that?
Susan Matthew.
Susan, I have just shared one callback form in the chat box. So please fill up the callback form, and then one of our advisors will get in touch with you about the courses that we are, offering. So that will give you a clarity on your question. Yeah. So about how much you can charge for, how much can we charge from the parents? A brief idea, no overall idea.
So it depends from city to city. Like in 3-tier city, there's a different price tariff. In 2-tier city, there's a different price tariff. And then from service to service also. So some people, it depends absolutely. So it ranges from somewhere around 2,000 to 10,000. So, it
Okay.
depends like how much skilled you are and how many sittings you are giving, how you
Right.
are planning your model, business model.
Okay. So, regarding one question, Amy Shah is asking how much does a career counselor can generate revenue in the early stage and at the later stage, just an average number. Can anybody share with that?
I can do that again. So I
Okay.
I got my first client paid me 40,000.
Okay. I mean, that's huge. Okay, so yes, Amy, to answer your question, Kulsum got a payback of 40K. So if I wouldn't be demotivating you, but the thing is, it depends upon as
Yes.
a start. You can start with charging around 2,000 to 2,500. And if you're taking any psychometric test clubbed with it, you can charge probably 3,500 to 4,000. For the tier 3 or 4 cities, you can probably start charging 1,500, because it again depends upon the city, it depends upon the kind of client, the financial background of the client. Even a person who is charging maybe 5,000 from all the clients in tier 1 city is charging maybe 1,500,
Yes.
1,500 or 2,000 from somebody who is coming from a low financial background. So it all
Correct.
depends upon the kind of clients that you are getting as and then accordingly you can charge. So I believe all of you have filled up the the form that I have shared in the chat box. I've also, on the sticky note, you can see I've also shared that in the chat box. All of you can just fill it up, and if you need any more information, fill the chat box, fill the callback form. Our advisors will get in touch with you to talk more about your needs, what you are looking and what you are seeking. So once again, thank you. I believe it's around 6 past 6, and still we are again so interested and so live in this session and glued to it. So thanks to all the speakers present here. I believe we have get a lot of information starting from your journey as becoming a career counselor and an entrepreneur in this field. And from there, the skills that we discussed about, and we talked about the 4 C's attendees. I believe those are very important things to know, to hone as a career counselor. And yeah, one question Aman Kumar is asking: what is the most common question you guys face from the clients? What is the most common question?
No, there's nothing specific as common. I don't think so. I think Vandana ma'am and Bharti ma'am also will agree. We don't
Yes.
come across
No,
any
no,
specific.
no
If
specific.
your interest is there to enter this field, you will not see anything problems. You will try to, that. So, since we were so passionate about entering the education field and to take the career, so we didn't get anything such.
Okay, so basically, Aman, to answer your questions, there are no specific, questions that career counselor face apart from, if they come with a query or a need, then it depends upon, how great the combination of the parent and the child is in identifying the common needs. The needs should be common, so that should be there. Otherwise, there is no specific questions that we can see. And yes, Suchita, we can do career counseling without psychometrics. We can do, I would rather say, not the psychometrics. If I have understood your question, you don't require a psychology background to do career counseling. If you are getting a psychology degree or a certificate course or a short course, that's always a feather to your hat.
As you
But
said.
this, yeah. So, but you don't need to become a psychologist. You don't to have a degree in psychology to understand. Like in your daily life, when you're talking to your own parents, your child, your husband, everybody around you, you don't study psychology to understand them, right? The same thing is with career counseling and with the students as well. Just try to understand from your point of view when you are a child, and if you have a child, how you are handling that child, and that thing that makes all the difference. You don't need to be a psychologist for that. Just focus on the need of the child and the parent and your passion of helping them. That's it, and that's the crux of the story. So thank you so much, speakers, Kulsum, Bharti, Vandana. It has been,
Thank you. Thank you
it's
so
a
much.
wonderful session. I mean, we can go on and on for 2 more hours, and we have the participants still glued to it. But we are going to conduct another series this month on Women's Month, Women's Day month. So we'll be conducting another session soon, and you will be notified on the same. And I believe sharing all these stories and everything from our speakers, you have been motivated. You have got some clarity on the field, and yeah, thank you so much. And I wish you all a very great evening and a wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you so much, and thank you all the
Thank you
attendees
so
for
much.
being
Thank
here.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, audience.